Welcome everybody. How you guys doing? Let's dig into the charts and see really what we got going on. So, listen, here's actually I'm going to start down with this chart. I feel that this chart's kind of our go-to chart right now, right? And the thing is that this big giant wedge has just absolutely held amazing over the last, this is like, God, how many days now? I mean, we've been into this wedge and into this trading range now for 143 days, right? So we got 143 days of basically just moving sideways in this channel. Now this channel has had, this is some pretty substantial movement in swinging inside of this channel. But, relatively speaking, we still have not even, listen, we picked up a little bit. So if you take this all the way back to this blue box, the bottom was right there. So we measure our bottom to the price action. We've actually only gained 268 points. We still are in this pattern. Now, guys, I don't, this wick, nothing technical about it. It sucks that I have to use it now in a big wedge. This thing should just be shot. This whole section, I'm going to go back into it, should be chopped off. It should be moved down here, and this is where it should be. There should never have been literally the pattern, which is still hard to play here, right? Even in log scale, right? I'd probably have to run off of, there's one line. And then there's my second line, right? I mean, in all honesty, this whole section should be down here, and it should be testing this trend line again. So this whole area right here should actually be below this trend line. And we should have put in probably not a lower low, possibly, right? But we would have, we would be down here. I definitely think we would have tested this bottom area right here on this trend line. That would have gone basically from here to there, right? I think we would have definitely tested this trend line right here. Let me try to see if I can tighten that up. There we go. I think we would have definitely tested this trend line on the bottom right here. Right, if all of this was gone, if this just big wick was gone and we cut this whole wick out, scooted all this down, I think we would have actually broken out the bottom side of this by now. We would have broken out the bottom side. Now there is another lower, oh, no, there's not. So I think we would have actually broken out the bottom side of this, this triangle right here. I don't think we would have ever broken up over this right here. Now you probably would have had to adjust this up a little bit like that. Right, if we would have just wanted to keep all of that inside, we would have had to go candle to candle, closing candle, as close as we can get to closing candles, close as we can get here. And let me pop this up like this. Right, so pretty close right here, in this range. We'll bring that down just a little bit, right? Look, check it out. Closing candle, 3 wicks, 2 wicks, all those closing candles. And then look, this now has turned into support. So this line is actually turned into a support line here. Okay, so listen, this all to me should be chopped out and it should be moved down. And we should actually be underneath this line using this as a resistance line right now. Instead, what we do is we do have on our higher time frames, we have the Bollinger Bands, and I'll get over to that in a second. But we'll see, we're probably, and I have not, honestly guys, this is the first time I've looked at charts in a couple days. But this is, this line, I would put this line on your charts. So this trend line right here that runs down is a very important trend line, right? And I'll mark it, and I'm going to throw it inside the, right? And let's do this. There you go. Give me that. So I'm going to plop that right there. All right, I'm going to say must have trend line. And there we go. So I think this is a must-have trend line right here. That dates back, you pull that puppy back to July 24th. So let me mark this. So I'll say from July 24th to now. And then we want to start, so we want to start with the July 24th candle close, right? So that's we want to get on that candle close, not the wick. Not the wick. Because I think this trend line is really, really important right now as we move through the space. And let me, I just want to bring this baby down a little bit more. I'm going to lock it into place. All right, let's see here. Just drag it down a little more right there. There we go. So let me, let me drop this up in the charts area. Sorry, just dropping that in the members area. All right, so this trend line is super, super important, though, for everybody, especially on the lower side. Now, now this is great because now we kind of have, and I'm going to scoot this line down just a little bit to dial that in. Now, what we end up with here is we end up with a really good catch. So if we do fall, we end up with a really good catch, right? Now, on the top side, right, I'm gonna lock this in. And then on the top side, we have a really good resistance. So, so we're going to go back to this. So we have a great resistance. And so we're just going to call this a great resistance trend line. That's been established for us back historically. Okay, so we've got this historical trend line now. We're just gonna drop that baby right here. All right, and the top part of that, so the top side of that, and now we are in USDT, which is, unfortunately I have to freaking chart USDT. I'm just gonna drop this over here, right? So on our green side, you see, look what we've got. So I'm gonna put this now as a red line or orange line. Put it orange. So there's our green side. So this is our green target, 68. So our green target right there. Now this is moving down, right? So this is the top. If this thing just completely exploded out of here right now, that would be the top we're looking for. And the bottom, now we have a kind of a catch basin because you've got two separate trend lines you're working with. You're working with the trend line from the bottom. You're working with the trend line from the top. So now this creates almost a bucket effect. Right, and that bucket effect can do something like this. So if let's just say you just, we go up and then we go down, and then it would create some kind of a bucket effect like that. And this would be the bucket, and or it could also, just continue up. Like it could just continue up to this trend line and then down because it would test the trend line, and then we'd be looking for the break back up. All right, so those are kind of the two scenarios inside of this range right here that I still see. Now, it's pretty simple. I look at the volume. Listen, if that was the bounce that we had, right? If this was the big bounce that we had after the fall, that is just absolutely, horrifically pathetic. I mean, it's hard to look at this bounce right here and say this is anything but a pretty pathetic bounce that we had, right? We're just moving in the range. Remember, guys, I like to go up into the higher, and ladies, guys, and girls, I like to go up in the higher time frame area up here. But, once again, we're just going to come down here, and we're going to just bear witness to the volume, right? And we're just going to bear witness to the volume. And the volume right now is, it's where, if we look back and this was our bullish move, and or this was our bullish move, right? I mean, how many people look back and say, this is it. This is, this was our bullish move right here. This is baby Jesus, baby bull Jesus. And boy, I got a lot of laughs about that when I tell people about baby bull Jesus. But if this is baby bull Jesus right here, and this was the beginning of the bottom, right? Then this volume should not be descending. This volume should not be in a descending pattern for a bullish run. And we've gone over this in our previous videos. When a bull run happens, you see the volume steadily increasing, not decreasing. Okay, and in this situation, like taking a look at these last couple candles, look, we clearly went up. I mean, there's no doubt about it. The price action went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, and then we had a little baby fallout, right? But look at this volume. We were getting a bunch of green volume, and it tried to, and it actually, look, the volume went up, and then it died, and then it went up, and then it just slowly died over, this would have been an easy short call as the next 2 candles dropped out lower here on the 12-hour volume. So we had, kind of a peak with this this Darth Maul candle. Then we had just a reset. Then you had the second green candle that was okay, and then the next 2 green candles just died in volume, and then the price eventually just gave out. Right now, looking at this next green candle we're putting in, check this out. We are almost at 2100 hours. That means we have 3 hours left in this candle. 3 hours left, right? So we have 3 hours to close out this next 12-hour candle. And look at where our volume is, right? Our volume has dropped off again. Now, listen, we've seen it before. At the end of the day, you get the little rocket ship volume spike for an hour or whatever. But, your volume is still in a descending pattern. And, you guys, listen, the reason I hate trading right now, I really hate trading, the crypto market at this point is just because we're in a low volatility environment, and any kind of spike can give us a pretty good little green candle like this one. Look at this. I mean, look at the volume on this thing. Look at the honestly, if you took this volume candle and shoved it back in 2000, and it went back and said, put this back here during the bull market, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's way too far to go, but if you put this back in this bull market when things were going crazy, I mean, this candle, right? Dude, Binance this is why I don't like using Binance. Their volume sucks. Right, but if you go back in the other exchanges like Bitfinex or something like that, and I gotta split this thing because it's effing fucking Binance sucks. We'll do BTC, USD, and I will use Bitfinex. Oop. But I just screw that up. Let's go. Yeah, we'll do it on this one. See, we'll go over here. We'll drop this. I'll do this one, the Bitfinex. I want to take a look at this volume back here. There we go. All right, much better. Okay, much better. Look at the difference in the volumes between the exchanges. Right, look at the difference. Look at the volume back here, right, for 2017. This is one frustrating thing about this, these charting all these different exchanges, because this was the bull run. Look at the volume over here on Phoenix. Insane volume, right? And look at, like I said, if you took this little baby candle and you stuck this all the way back over here, right, then you would be... You'd be like, this would literally, you would have been looking for a huge fall. You would have said this is over. Like if you would have had this volume cluster put all the way back over here, it would have been just about horrible. Peak says, Trump, that trend line really valid on Binance given the lack of stability and then like you know what? Unfortunately, we do have to be charting all the exchanges. We can't just be charting USD. And here's the issue with USD. And I can go back to Stamp, right? So let's go to Stamp, because I think Stamp, there we go, there's Stamp, right? You still get the same volume pattern, right, going back. You see this is bullish volume, right? There's our bearish, this is our, what people think is the second coming of baby bull Jesus right here. And then the volume dies. I mean, if this is the second coming of baby bull Jesus, the volume shouldn't be dying. It should be doing the absolute inverse, right? Volume should be going crazy. So, you know, this is exactly kind of what I'm looking at here. And let's do it. Let's do our trend lines. Let's pull the trend line out here. Good job, Pete. Good call. So we're gonna have okay. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna do our same chart setup, and this is good. So we're gonna do our same exact chart setup really quick here, right? And we're gonna go like this, right? All right, and then we're gonna go like, yeah, back. Go like this. Right, perfect. Perfect. Okay, so we got that set up. Then we're gonna dig into here. Right, I'm gonna just go just like this. And then I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger so I can get into this chart. I'm actually going to do 2 trend lines here. Okay. Okay, and I really like this, right? Because look, touch, 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 touch there. It's ran right down this right here. Touch there, touch there. I like this a lot. I really like this. I'm gonna bring it up just a little bit higher to catch this wick right here. Right, there we go. I like this. I like that a lot. Right, perfect. Touch, touch. That's perfect. So I'm gonna lock that in right there. Okay, I'm gonna lock this in right here. Okay, so there's my lower, remember that's my catch, that's my cup right there. Now I'm gonna have to pull this one, and I will go wick to wick on this one. Okay, so there's my wick to wick on that. I'll lock this in place. All right, we're gonna put on our horizontal ray over here. That's a doozy right there. That baby's got some room to run. Okay, and the bottom side, our catch basin is basically right there. We're going to turn that thing orange. All right. Let me just double check this. Confirm this is what I like. I like that too, as a support. I like that as a support. I do like that as a support right there. All right, so there's our must-have trend line. Right, so we got our must-have trend line established, which is this one. Right, this is our must-have. Right, because this actually denotes our support on the bottom side. I like this trend line to denote our support and or resistance once it's broken. There's our cup area. This one works out really well, so it's already locked in. I think there's probably the possibility of just one more little bit of a, like that right there. You know, pretty close to being a relative area. So we'll just kind of slide this down into this catch area. So there'd be the top. And if we did fall out, there would be the bottom. So there's your little catch area if we did fall out. Your catch area on the top side, though, is you got a lot of running room here on the top side. And then now we're going to have, now because this wick is here, I'm going to throw one more in there. Okay, so there we go. So now God, I dread using this wick, right? But I'll use the wick, but there's my wick right there. And there's your setup, right? So there's your setup targets for everything you got going on right now, right? These are your setups right now for your trend lines, okay? Now looking over here, especially on the USDT, actually let's look at the volume first. Let's look at the volume profile first. So our volume profile was climbing, right? This was good. So the volume was climbing over here on Stamp. As the price did go up, that was bullish, and then it just kind of fell out, right? So this is much more bullish volume over here on Bitstamp than it was over on Binance. Okay, then your volume just simply fell out, but this is positive. I do want to look at the, let's look at, so all right, so now look at this volume candle down here. Very important to look at this volume candle, right, that we're putting in right now, right? This is 12 hours we're on. That is a 12-hour volume candle. Okay, that is a 12-hour volume candle. There's nothing. This is, there's just no trading. Nobody's trading. Now, today is Saturday. We know weekends always suck, right? So we always know weekends suck, and that's where we, that's kind of where we're at right now. Right there's the weekend sucks, and we're in a no trade. Look at all these little baby candles. I mean, there's just no movement, no volume. We've been going through this, guys, for a month now. It sucks. I wish I could do more for everybody, but I just can't, right? So we're about to close this candle out in almost 3 hours. So we're going to have a closeout to this candle in 3 hours. We're going to see where it closes, right? If this does close a little more bearish here, and to me, bearish would be closing underneath any of these 3 green candles, right? Any just closing under these, actually these 2 green candles right here. So closing under these 2 green candles would just show me that there's just a lack of volume in the market, simply because it's the weekend. Listen, the weekends are always like this. It's hard to go in here and say, hey, you know, this is not atypical of a weekend, when in fact it is. This is how most weekends are. They trade sideways like this. On now, you're trying to break out here, and you guys can see here's our RSI. So this is, you know, a very valid RSI line. So you guys should be able to draw this RSI in for on your own charts, and you guys, you know, start to put in your little boxes right there. Right, there's your little. You know, I don't know if I would use green. I would probably use green over here on these ones. So I'd use green because these were bullish bounces. Okay, bullish bounce, bullish bounce, bullish bounce, bullish bounce. And then we're going to go up here, and we're going to make these orange. Probably not the best color for them, but that's what we'll do. These are bearish bounces, bearish rejections, I should more say. God, look at all these bearish. Look, I'm just gonna go like that. Hey, this is gonna go like this, because that's all that was. Just nope, can't get through. And another one, and we're making another attempt. Now, looking at this, man, this line's been tested a lot. 1, 2, I'd say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, even 11. 11 times. You know, 11 times. All right. Okay, so now just, I mean, God, it's so easy. You just look at this. I go just like this. And put a red line right there. I dot it. Okay, now look at this line. This is our horizontal resistance, right? Bang, bang. Tried to get through it. Got through it. Bang, rejected. Bang, rejected. Rejected. Right? Rejected, rejected, rejected. So I like this. So my issue now is even a breakout of this, right? Even a breakout of this, I would be looking, you know, is the resistance, so 51 area, right? So you're trying to break out right here, right? Which it totally can, because there's no volatility. I mean, there's no volume here, so any little green volume candle is going to push this baby up to this next level. All right, so listen, you're trying to break up through this wedge right here. But now all I do is I just go into my and I pull this back even a little farther, right? And it's like a lot of confluence all along that line right there that just says, hey, this is a very solid resistance line. I will be looking for a break at this line. So I want to see not just a break, but a close above 51 on the 12-hour. All right, this is what I'm, let's see, 50, let's make sure, 52.3. Sorry, let me adjust this, 52.3, right? So this is what I want to see. I want to see this coming up here, closing out above, not getting any love today, right? Closing above that line right there. Okay, this is USD chart. And so I'm gonna go. I'm in the members area right now, guys. I'm just typing in the members area. So one top side trend line is at 64.60. So hold on a second. So I'm going to put first topside trend line is at 64.60. All right, second topside trend line. Bull. Is 6,900 plus, right? So the second one is way up there. All right. Now, my bearish 3 is my my bear trend lines are at what do we got? 61.49. And second bear trend line is at 60.83-ish. Okay, now the lower side has a cup support. Right, and then I'll put that in there. So this is a cup support right here, and I'm going to throw this in there for everybody to see. So this is a cup support here. If this does fall out, right? So I'm going to actually I'll go over here. Okay, has cup support from 2 trend lines. Actually, yeah, 2 trend lines, and then I will point out these 2 trend lines. So this one, and then these ones right here. There's actually 3, but okay. And then on the high side, so you're on your higher side, you guys have just got this trend line plus, this is super easy to do. You're just going to go in here, right? You're just going to throw in this little, come on, give me this rectangle. Right, you're just going to throw in this resistance block right here. Okay, so you just got this resistance block right here. Now actually I'm going to take this up just a little higher. Right at there. So this is going to be there's historical resistance right there. And now this historical resistance is also going to match, right? This also is going to, this correlates with RSI. 50, what is it, 52, 52.3, is that what it is? Jeez, 52.3. All right. All right, okay. The next thing is we are trying to break this long trade line, right? Now, this long trade line has not been very, very good to us lately, long or short, all right? This long trade line has not been very good to us, all right? So let's see where we broke through. Okay, so we broke through right here. You know, got a good little scalp, but then it just, the whole thing retraced, right? So, I mean, this long trade line is now almost getting just neutralized, right? It's getting neutralized with the sideways movement here, okay? This long trade line is getting neutralized here with the sideways movement. All right, we drop down. Look, we drop below it. It would have been a good short scalp, right? Let's see where this thing, look, here's where it dropped below right here. This is where it turned below. This would have been, you'd still be positive in this trade and shorting this from 6,400. And then remember, I'd shorted this way up here. So if you would have shorted this way up here, you'd still be positive in this trade. I haven't had a chance to do any Elliott wave on this, but I will look into this, and I just don't want to do it right now. I'll do it a little bit later, but this definitely has some sort of a pattern to it as it's moving down, right? Now, you've almost completely retraced all the way back down here, and I think, God, where was it? What chart do I have that said, hey, you know, if this is a double top up here, you're looking for this retrace all the way back down, remember? That's training stuff. Anyway, so this is, you know, I said, hey, this looked like a double top up here somewhere. I think that was it. And if this was a double top, remember I said it's going to retrace all the way back down. And listen, we've just retraced all the way back. This whole candle that got blown out, right, is already retraced all the way back down, right? I mean, there's just nothing bullish about that to me. Right, and even breaking higher here, this looks like this is just setting up like a, like A, B, C. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this just kind of looks like an A, B, C to me right here. Right, A, bing, bang, right, down, right, and let's see here, well, it's tougher, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, I don't kind of like that. I don't like that either. I don't like that A, B, C setup on this. A, No, I don't like this. I don't like this ABC setup on that either. You know, so listen, it's trying to break this. You know, coming over here and looking at this on Binance, same thing. You know, that I just, you know, if this is pulling off some kind, I just don't see this doing. Oh, damn it. Let me get rid of this here. Flagpole blown out by the stupid tether pump. I'm telling you, that was on fire. And definitely have to come over here and redo a bunch of this stuff on this chart. Why in this should have reloaded? The hell? Come on, get down here. Ugh. Why did it do that? Damn it, I don't want this one. Piece of crap. Alright, I guess I'm stuck like this. There we go. No, damn it. Sorry, guys. Just trying to get my charts organized. Not having any luck right now. There we go. All right, there we go. Better. Okay. Sorry. Apologize. Freaking. All right, trying to break out over that. Okay, there we go. I wanted to put this in. Okay, so you are on this long scalp line right here. You know what I'm saying? You're on a long scalp line. Seeing if this baby will break and see what happens here. Okay, let's take a look at our ADX charts. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, look at that. Pretty good. I mean, guys, I haven't touched these charts in like days, right? I haven't touched these charts in days. Came up, came down. Damn, that's pretty good. Right? Now, I've always been looking for this ABC pattern here. And I still think this ABC pattern, I mean, that I just, it hasn't made an ABC yet. I still think this thing needs to go up before it comes back down. Right? I think this thing needs to still come up here. And don't need this. Don't need this. A, B, C, A, I mean, is this the end of B? Is that the end of B? Kind of looks like the end of B right there. So the 12-hour ADX chart is bearish, but not bear until it crosses under the histo. Also, I mean, look at that. I tell you what, I'm going to go back there. I want to see where we had. It's been a while since I posted. Let's go find our ADX chart. There it is. There's our ADX chart. All right, so let's take a look here. Where's our ADX? Okay, here. Nope. Here's our 12-hour right here. That was our call before. Come up, come down. Come up, come down. God, I'm good. Sometimes. Sometimes I even amaze myself. Sometimes I even amaze myself. Damn, that's good. All right, let's squeeze this all back up here. All right, so let's get this. Okay, so we did that. Now I gotta move the arrows. Okay. All right, here. So now, boy, is this the end of B? Oh, I don't know why I just did that. Hold on a second. Let me go here. Is this the end of B? Man, it kind of looks like it. Even if this candle retracts back up here, it's going to make a hanging man. It's going to make an insane hanging man here. Right? And if these two cross right here, come on. Okay, so we have an ADX alert, basically. If the blue and, oh, geez, let me take this call. Give me 1 second, everybody. And the orange cross, we will get a small flash dump. All right. All right, sorry, everybody, I'm back. Yeah, but the sideways movement, I agree, guys, but it's this sideways low volume movement sucks, right? We're not getting the volume for a heavier, more, like we're just not. So this is where your warning is right here. Let's just post up our warning. Listen, I agree. When these things cross, right, you get there. Here it is, right there. You're right. August 3rd. I mean, this pavey fell out of the damn sky. I agree, but God, the volume just sucks. Right. Also, too, the daily candle, like it will close as a hanging man. Bear candle. Daily volume. So look at the daily volume on Phoenix, right? The volume went down and the price went up. God, that's super fucking bearish. That's so bearish right there. Okay, I mean, this was just a home run short trade. Honestly, it just watching this daily candles drop down, you could have just the easiest short ever. It was like no hands tied behind your back, eyes closed, blindfold on. Like that would have been an easy short scalp right there. Like just too easy. Alrighty. All right. Hey Ellie, how you doing? Hey Matt, Spoon. All right, so that's what I got for right now.